Do you want to know about all the new research on CBD for dogs? Well, in honor of the new CBD Chews from Plus CBD, I'm going to go over all the new data that I just added to the science archive I maintain at CVResearch.info. You go to the dogs and cats page and you can see all of this new research I'm talking about from all the new studies that came out over the last couple months. So, taking it from the top of the studies that have come out recently. In dogs, the tolerability of 36 weeks of CBD. Vets are worried about giving this to dogs for a long time. In this case, when they gave 5 milligrams per kilogram per day to dogs, they found that it was well tolerated. When the dose got as high as 10 milligrams per kilogram per day, some of the canines started to develop loose stools. So that's one of the things to watch out for, as well as sleepiness. The nice part is, if you dial back your dosage, those tend to go away. So overall, you can give CBD at 5 milligrams per kilogram per day for quite a long time, and that seems to be the magic number that vets and researchers are starting to hone in on as a good, solid dose for dogs. We also have a case report of a dog using CBD-rich full-spectrum oil to treat the common autoimmune skin disorder discoid lupus erythematosus, which is these scaly patches that happen everywhere, and in this case, they tried all kinds of different treatments and nothing worked, and then finally it was oral CBD oil that made this skin condition get better and better and finally disappear. We also have a survey of Argentinian cannabis veterinarians, and they were using cannabis in dogs and cats to treat pain, seizures, and behavior disorders. Also, for some of them, autoimmune diseases, skin diseases, and as a palliative for cancer care. And one of the other big studies that came out was from the National Animal Supplement Council, and they released a study on the safety of 90 days of CBD in dogs. This was a big one because this was sponsored by a big industry group, the National Animal Supplement Council, and they simply found that 90 days of CBD was quite safe in dogs. It's a very good study. You can see that at CVResearch.info, dogs and cats. Another important one that's just very practical, in dogs exposed to the stress of repeated car travel, CBD lowered their stress. Similar study came out in dogs with separation anxiety. 2 weeks of CBD at just 2 milligrams per kilogram per day, so more than half of the normal dose, led to significantly less vocalizations during separations. In that study, that was the only thing they looked at, was how much the dog was whining and making noises, because they normally did that during their separation anxiety. When you gave them CBD, they did less of that. In a survey of Danish dog owners where cannabis products for dogs are unlicensed, the majority confirmed the use of cannabinoids, most especially for pain, behavioral issues, and allergies. Makes sense with the autoimmune stuff going on there. And it being the most efficacious for lowering pain. Just like in humans, the thing you hear about the most is pain and anxiety. Also sleep, but you don't hear as much about it being used for sleep problems in dogs. Then there's some about also for how well tolerated it is in cats and how it helps with cats, and cats in simulated thunderstorms. But the last two I'll mention here is in dogs with osteoarthritis, injections of CBD reduce their pain and well-being. And there was another one with injections of liposomal CBD, and injections are just a faster way to get it in there. That would mean that it should work orally as well. Just take a little bit more time to do that. And then finally, you often hear about epilepsy and dogs. And so in dogs with drug-resistant epilepsy, as the owners have been trying lots of different things and none of the medications were working, giving them 9 milligrams per kilogram per day, so a high level relatively, effectively reduced their seizures. The main thing you had to watch out for was decreased appetite and increased vomiting at those levels. But you do often hear about CBD being used for the epilepsy of dogs, just like you hear about it being used for rare childhood epilepsies as well. So there's a quick review of what's happened recently in the world of dogs and CBD, but you can go to CVResearch.info and see so much more about why it really makes sense to give CBD a try for your animal companion.